But if you can break a 57-yard run, you're going to take it right here.
I'd say so. Barhorst, he's got the potential to do that here. Barhorst still on his feet, inside the 10, and Barhorst does just that. 57-yard touchdown, and tip within a point.
Cole Barhorst, what a run. That's a big boy run right there. That is a grown man able to get through and look at a defender right at you and know you're not bringing me down. So impressive.
James, I think you should buy a lottery ticket. Can we get the audio replay of that? Well,
Still a lot of football to go.
Yeah, you can't celebrate too quickly here if you're tipped, because this is another important extra point for Caden Smith, who's been perfect on the night. He's only missed 2 all year. Good snap, good hold, and Smith's kick is good. So with 6:30 left to play, tied back up at 35, and it's Cole Barhorst again.
But you see the vision. It's so impressive there, because he's initially going to the outside. After he breaks it up the middle, he's there, makes that little cut. It's so small, but he makes a cut, puts the stiff arm out. It might seem so basic, but that's a heck of a run from Cole Barhorst. He's one of the reasons we highlighted him off the top of the broadcast. He is an exceptional running back. He's asked to do so much, and to come up in a big spot like that, getting the pats on the sideline.
Here's how that I-70 paintball scoring summary went. The 57-yard run by Cole Barhorst, and he's got a thing for this whole Thursday Night Lights thing. You go back to week 2 last year against Shawnee when we had them at home. He had 27 carries for 242 yards and 3 touchdowns. And we don't have the official stats on his numbers tonight, but he's got to be over 200 yards now. He has 2 of them for over 100 in just touchdown runs alone. He has a 56-yard touchdown run now, 57-yard touchdown run.
And he had the 50-yard run that set up the Detweiler 1-yard run. So you're talking about 160 yards on 3 carries.
And he's done plenty more on other carries as well. Here's Taborn on the return to Kroger. Kickoff, fresh food, low price at Kroger. And Taborn not able to get back up to the 25-yard line, so Sidney with the football now with 6:23 to play.
But right now, if you're Sydney, with the way this game is going, it's still exactly what you want. The strong point for Sydney is their offense. It can dictate so much of this game with the quick strike ability and their ability to run with Bowser. But credit tip, they've really limited what he can do offensively in terms of methodical drives. But Sydney has been able to have a lot of quick strikes. You're talking about multiple touchdown drives lasting 2.5 minutes or less.
Design quarterback keeper for Gordon. Gordon's got some room up the middle. And Gordon up across the 45-yard line, 1 tackle away from potentially taking it to the house. It's an Orthopedic Associates of Southwest Ohio first down.
And we see it right there. So easy at times to break those big ones. It doesn't take much for Bowser or Gordon. They just need a seam, they need a step, and they can get a big chunk in a hurry.
Well, it's starting to feel like whoever has the football last is going to be the one to win this game. Here's Bowser up the gut. Up across midfield, 2 plays, and the Jackets inside tip territory.
This is a nerve-wracking game if you're on one of the 2 sidelines, but if you don't have a vested interest in who wins and loses, what a great night for some high school football. This has been thrilling.
Gordon on the keeper. Throws a stiff arm and is slung down out of bounds at the 32-yard line. I think some of the Jacket fans wanted a horse collar potentially there, but they're not going to get it. Orthopedic Associates of Southwest Ohio first down, though, for the Jackets.
Or a late hit, but no penalty there. That was completely clean, but we see how fast Sydney can move the ball, and that's just a great read. Again, you and I talked about it at halftime a little bit, needing to get the zone read going with Gordon. You don't want him to take hits, but at the same time, his ability to read it pull the ball out quickly, make a play, or at the same time you're giving it to Bowser, who's been a monster this season as well, up over 1,700 yards.
And now it looks like you've got Sydney being a little more deliberate here with the time as well. Under 5:30 to play. Well, at 5:30, I should say. And there's some flags, and it's going to go against Sydney.
Foul, false start, offense 53, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
DeMont Rucker called for the false start. You see him just leaning there, trying to hold it, and can't.
It felt very delayed, too, because that's
got to be the worst feeling for an offensive lineman, because you're just trying to hold it as long as you can. Saying, please snap the ball. So it sets up 1st and 15. Pitch it out to Bowser. Bowser cutting back. And then dragging 4 or 5 tip defenders with him up across the 30-yard line.
There's not much more you can do if you're tip on that one. They had everybody in the right spot, but it's just Bowser seeing holes and being able to make cuts and turn something that a lot of times goes for nothing into a 7-yard gain.
Under 5 minutes to play, tied at 35. It's been a back-and-forth affair through much of the night. Gordon on the keeper, and Gordon is brought down by Beam. Cade Beam hung on for dear life. It looked like for a moment Gordon was going to get away, but Beam wouldn't let him.
He has had one heck of a game. Again, the sophomore, Cade Beam, time and time again, he is coming up with some big-time tackles. The tip sideline, they are fired up. Everyone is jumping up and down. You got the cheerleaders going crazy, coaches going nuts. I think if you're Sydney, this is 4-down territory. Keep your eyes on number 1. He's just off the back of the line. Devin Rogers, I think you run behind him.
They do run behind him, and Bowser's got some room on the outside. Bowser, one more cut, and he's inside the 15. It is an Orthopedic Associates of Southwest Ohio first down, and it brings the Sydney Yellow Jackets into the Donato's edge-to-edge delivery zone.
When push comes to shove, when your back is against the wall, you are who you are. You've got an identity. In crunch time, Sydney is going to have Devin Rogers be the lead blocker for Isaiah Bowser. You need to look at what number 1 is doing, and that is where you need to go, because 3rd and 10, crucial situation, that's exactly what they do.
Gordon on the keeper and hesitated and didn't really have much room to go anywhere, and guess who was back there again? Cade Beam. He's basically acting as a spy on Gordon, and he's done a terrific job.
Look at his helmet. Just start giving him some helmet stickers. Just pass them out. Just give him one big red football to put on the other side of his helmet.
Well, and this clock is just melting away on this drive, too, leaving very little time for tip. Gordon over the middle, and it's fumbled at the goal line and recovered in the end zone. Retez Roberts gives Sydney the lead. He made the catch, he fumbled it at the goal line, and he recovered it in the end zone.
Tip saying that he never had possession, that it should have been incomplete. That's one of those. That's a bang call. But again, and Dirk just threw his hat. He's livid.
No flags on the play.
He was on the field arguing with the official and chucked his hat about 20 yards.
And before the kick, it looked like Tip jumped offside. We'll try and get another look at that play when we get a moment here.
Dead ball foul, encroachment defense, number 32. Retry the down.
And again, though, with 3 minutes, this is still a critical extra point.
And it could be a record-setting one for Hallie Truesdale. She's tied the single-season record for extra points made in a year. She's tied at 35 on the year with Danny Dean. If she makes this extra point, she'll have her name in the Sydney record books, alone at the top.
And you talk about the kind of leader Gordon is. He goes over to her to try to keep her loose for this one.
And there's the record-setting kick from Hallie Truesdale, and it gives Sydney a 7-point lead. Retez Roberts with the go-ahead touchdown. We'll take another look at it when we come back. Here's another look at the go-ahead touchdown from Retez Roberts. They called it a catch and a fumble recovered in the end zone. Joel Derg and the entire tip sideline livid with it. And you can see maybe a little bit of a bobble there. In fact, Derg was just flagged for the second sideline warning, so this kickoff will be pushed back, but that's the least of their concerns right now. As we take a look at the I-70 paintball scoring summary, the 11-yard catch and recovery by Retez Roberts in the end zone gives Sydney a 7-point lead with 3:04 to play. But that's a bang-bang call, and even with the ability at looking at replay, that's one of those at the next level. I'm not sure that they overturn it.
That's a really tough one because we're talking about trying to see that live. And I'll say this. Derg and the tip sideline, I think some of that frustration is coming back to the fact that they got burnt by the officiating crew on the punt where they go into motion and they're called for a false start.
Well, it's time for another Kroger kickoff. Fresh food, low price at Kroger. See if Tip can get a good return here. Still plenty of time with all 3 timeouts remaining, so you can't lose your cool too much. And it's going to be Barhorst on the return. Barhorst has a little bit of a seam, cuts it to the outside. Barhorst up across the 40. Barhorst racing his way down the sideline.